Hello students, have a wonderful day to you. I am very proud to welcome you all to the English Year Learning Program. This is Nageswaran. In the previous of two classes, we have discussed the introduction and some textual exercises of active and passive voices which are taken place at page number 78 in your 11th English. This session gives you the remaining active and passive exercises at the same page, that is page number 78. We are at the section C. A and B have been completed in the two episodes. Now we are going to see the alphabet C. The given title is Make Sentences Using the Passive Forms of the Given Verbs. The first sentence is Tagore award the Nobel Prize. The first sentence is Tagore award the Nobel Prize. Right. Here we must analyze the verb. What is the verb used here? Award. It is in verb 1. That is, it is in the base form only. We cannot predict what tense form it has. If we make a sentence by using this verb, we can understand whether it is in simple present or past tense or in future tense or any other forms of a sentence or any other forms of a tense form. Right. And how to find that verb, that particular verb should be in present or past or any other tense form. Analyze the idea of this sentence. Another one, we must look at the subject here. The subject used here is Tagore. He is very famous for writing poems. Especially, he has written Gitanjali and got the award, especially got the award, the Nobel Prize. He is famous for writing our national anthem, isn't it? Right. Okay. So, if you analyze this subject, Tagore, the sentence should be in simple past tense. It is very clear. Right. Okay. So, we must take the tense form, that is simple past. Past simple. Right. And we have to use the passive form because before writing this sentence into active or passive, we must analyze whether the subject does the action or the action is done to the subject. Analyze this. Whether this subject, that is Tagore, is going to give award to anybody or this subject Tagore is going to receive the action, receive the award. The second one is proper. The action must be done to the subject. So, the right answer is this sentence must be written in passive only. Okay, right. So, we are going to change this base form to the verb 3 because whatever the tense form, the verb should be in third form in passive construction, isn't it? Right. Whenever we use the verb in passive sentence, the verb should be in third form. Remember this. Whenever or whatever the tense form, the passive verb should be in third form, that is past perfect only. Okay, right. So, the verb base form should be changed into past perfect. First thing. Another one, the tense form identified is past simple. So we must remember the past simple rule in passive. In passive voice, we have got the rule, that is was or were plus verb 3. So this rule should be applied here. So we must select one of these two auxiliary verbs, especially be verbs. If the subject is in singular, we may select singular verb. Whereas if the subject is in plural, we must select the plural verb only. So Tagore is the single and singular subject. So we are going to select the singular verb only. Right. So write the subject here, Tagore. And as it is in the singular subject, we select singular verb was. And then we must use the third form of this base form, award. What is the verb 3 of this verb? Award, awarded and awarded. Right. The third form is awarded. Okay. Tagore was awarded. The remaining sentence, the remaining word is the Nobel Prize. Okay. So the passive construction of this group of words is Tagore was awarded the Nobel Prize. Here we may have a doubt, because so far we have discussed many passive voices. In all those passive voices, we have the preposition by. Especially we have the agent by plus object. That phrase is missing here. That is, here there is no agent. It is not given in this passive construction. So this type of passive voice is called impersonal passive voice. What is this? Impersonal passive voice. There is no agent. That is why this type of passive voice is called impersonal passive voice. Imagine, if the agent is clear, if the agent is given in this passive, that will be called personal passive voice. Imagine if this sentence is written like this: by the government. That is, Tagore was awarded the Nobel Prize by the government or by the Indian government or by our government, whatever it is. That type of passive voice is called personal passive voice. Personal passive voice. So now we have known that if the agent is clear in a passive voice, that passive voice is called personal passive voice. If the agent is missing or omitted for various reasons, that kind of passive voice is called impersonal passive voice. Okay, right students, let us move to the second example. IIM, that is Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad, established 1961. Right. Again, we are going to change this final verb, that is base form, into verb 3. Okay, and then if necessary we must add some article or preposition there. Right. So look at the sentence. IIM Ahmedabad established 1961. Okay. Again, look at the year 1961. So the tense form we are going to use is verb 2. Again the rule is was or were plus verb 3. Okay, in passive construction. Was or were plus verb 3. Okay, write the subject, and before that analyze this sentence whether the subject does the action or the action is done to the subject. Okay, this action is done to the subject. Now this IAM, this subject is going to do this action, isn't it? Right. So we must apply the passive verb only. IAM Ahmedabad. We must select the singular verb because the subject is in singular. So you are going to use the singular verb only. Ahmedabad was the verb 3 of this verb establish is established. Again, Ahmedabad was established. Before you use the year, we must use the preposition in 1961. Again, something is missing here. What is that? Verb. The agent is missing here. Ahmedabad was established in 1961 by whom? That is unknown. If we use the agent, that kind of passive voice is called personal passive voice. Here there is no object, there is no agent. That is why this type of passive voice is called impersonal passive voice. I have written the short form IMPPV. That means impersonal passive voice. IMP refers to impersonal, P refers to passive, V refers to voice. Impersonal passive voice. Imagine if the sentence is written like this: by the governor. IIM Ahmedabad was established in 1961 by the governor. Then it is called personal passive voice. That means PPV. That refers to personal passive voice. P refers to personal, second P refers to passive, the next letter V refers to voice. PPV, that means personal passive voice. Okay, students. The passive construction of this verse is IIM Ahmedabad was established in 1961. Right. Let me take you to the next example. Third example is Chhattisgarh form 2000. Okay, Chhattisgarh form 2000. These are the words. Right. Again, we must analyze the verb here. The final verb used here is form. It is in base form. We must apply the third form of this verb. Second step is we must analyze whether this subject does the action or the action is done to the subject. Here the action is done to this subject. The place Chhattisgarh is not going to get formed by itself. Somebody might have done this action. Okay, right. So the action is done to this subject. Again, look at the keyword here, 2000. So it is in past tense. Again, we must use the past tense in passive voice. Again, the rule is was or were plus verb 3. Okay, bring the subject here, Chhattisgarh. And then this subject is in singular, so we must select the singular verb was. Chhattisgarh was the verb 3 of this word is formed. That is was formed. Again, before introducing the year, we must use the preposition in 2000. Okay, there is no agent here. Then this kind of passive voice is called impersonal passive voice. If the agent is given clearly here, that will be called personal passive voice. Okay, right. Let me take you to the next example now. First, passenger train inaugurator India 1853. Okay, right. First passenger train inaugurated India 1853. Look at this verb here, inaugurated. It is appeared like verb 2. If you analyze deeply this finite verb, it appears as past simple, but it is actually in verb 3 because the helping verb is missing here. It is hidden. The helping verb, that is the auxiliary verb, is hidden here. The verb inaugurated only given here. Okay, so we cannot call this term as verb 2. It is in verb 3 only. Okay, right. So we are going to use the same verb 3, that is past participle only. But our main work is we must reveal the hidden auxiliary verb from here. Okay, right. So look at the year here, 1853. Again, this sentence should be written in past simple. The same verb 2 passive voice and rule is used here. So we must select was because the subject first passenger train is in singular. And then before we use the particular subject, we must use the article the. Okay, the first passenger train. The first passenger train. Again, the hidden verb is was. Was. Again, the verb 3 is inaugurated. The first passenger train was inaugurated. Before introduce the place, the same preposition, that is in, should be used. In India. Again, use the same preposition in before introducing the year in 1853. Now read it. The first passenger train was inaugurated in India in 1853. By whom? By whom was the first passenger train inaugurated in India in 1853? That is not known. That is unknown. So this passive voice is called impersonal passive voice. Okay, but let us move to the last example now. Indian Airlines set up 1953. Okay, right. Again, analyze whether the subject does the action or the action is done to the subject. If the subject does the action, the verb should be in active voice. If the action is done to the subject, then the sentence should be in passive voice. Now, look at the verb here, set up. This verb again is in verb 3. There is no auxiliary verb or helping verb is here, because this group is in short form like a heading, like a newspaper heading. That is why the helping verb is hidden, it is not revealed. We must reveal and identify what helping verb is used here. Again, look at the year 1953. So it is in past tense. Verb 2. The voice should be in passive. The rule should be selected. Was or were plus verb 3. Again, Indian Airlines. Is it a singular subject or plural subject? Indian Airlines is a singular subject only. Though this word appears as plural, there is no need to get confused, because Indian Airlines is a single unit and it is a single idea. So this subject should be considered as singular subject only. So we are going to select the singular be verb only. And before that, for famous place, we must use the definite article the. And what is the indefinite articles? A and an. A and or indefinite articles. The is definite articles. We are going to define the particular place. That is why this article is called definite article. The Indian Airlines. The verb is was. The Indian Airlines was. Again, we must use the same verb 3 setup. There is no another forms for this verb set. Set, set, set. Okay. That is why I have written was set up. Again, the preposition in must be used in 1953. The Indian Airlines was set up in 1953, and as usual, the agent is missing here. That is why this passive voice is called impersonal passive voice. This is called impersonal passive voice. If the agent is clear, that passive voice is called personal passive voice. Okay, students? Right. And then, one more thing. Before introducing the year, we are using the preposition in. And for year and month, the preposition in must be used. Whereas for day and date, the preposition on must be used. Okay, in order to mention some particular day, Monday or Thursday or Saturday, we must use on Sunday, on Monday. Again, in order to mention the date, the preposition on must be used. On 18th November, on the 1st September, on 18th of December. Okay, right. Whereas, if you want to mention only the year or only the month, the preposition in must be used. In 1853 or in 1953 or in 2000 or in 2013. Okay. Likewise, if you want to mention only the month, the same preposition in should be used. In March, in October, in September. If you find a day or date, you must select the preposition on. If you find only the year or only the month, you must select the preposition in. Right. Okay, students. With this, we have completed the 5 examples which are given in the page number 78. In the next session, we are going to see any other grammar transformation, or we may take the 6th unit rows of them or supplementary them. Until then, take care. Whenever you find free time, you must work out all these exercises, and if you have the doubt, don't hesitate to raise your doubt. Just make a phone call or send a message to me. I am always ready to help you. Okay, students, take care. Bye bye.